So we're diving into some really fascinating business tech today, and let me tell you, this stuff is seriously cutting edge.
It really is.
We're talking about creating a whole framework for businesses, making them run like, well-oiled machine. I mean, picture this. Data just flowing effortlessly, and AI making decisions, smart decisions, the kind that would impress even the most seasoned CEOs out there.
It's pretty remarkable when you think about it.
We know you're busy, so we've done the heavy lifting, sifted through all the material, all the research, and we're here to break it down, make it crystal clear. By the end of this, you'll be dropping knowledge bombs in your next meeting.
That's the goal.
Ready to dive in?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Okay, so first things first. We've got to wrap our heads around this whole integration thing. Sounds kind of basic, right?
Yeah, you hear it everywhere.
But trust me, it's the foundation, the bedrock of everything else we're going to unpack. At its core, integration is all about how different parts of a business, different systems, actually talk to each other.
It's like instead of having all these different departments doing their own thing, operating in silos,
Right.
integration brings it all together. They're talking, sharing information, and working in sync.
Exactly. And that means less wasted effort, less duplication, things just flow smoother. And when we talk about data flowing in real time, well, that's where this whole PubSub thing comes into play.
PubSub.
Yeah, it stands for Publish Subscribe. It's basically a way for different parts of a system to get instant updates whenever something changes.
Oh, I see.
Think of it like tracking a package delivery, right? You get a notification when it ships, another when it's out for delivery, and then boom, one when it hits your doorstep. That's PubSub in action.
Makes sense. It's happening everywhere these days.
Right. But here's the thing. This real-time data exchange isn't just happening within businesses, it's changing how businesses connect with each other, too. We're talking business to business, B2B.
Right, right.
And that's where things get really interesting. Because when businesses can share information seamlessly and securely, of course, that's when you start to see these amazing improvements, like in supply chain management, for example.
Oh, absolutely. It's a game changer. We're talking about less waste, faster deliveries, and potentially even, lower costs for everyone down the line.
Okay, so less waste and lower costs now, that's something we can all get behind. But with all this data flying around between systems, between businesses, security has to be a top priority, right?
Absolutely. It's paramount. And that's where managed file transfer comes in, or MFT as it's often called.
MFT.
Yeah, it's all about making absolutely sure that sensitive information, critical data, gets where it needs to go, but most importantly, that it gets there securely. Think of it like a high-security courier service for your most confidential information.
Got it. So we've got our data flowing smoothly, securely, but how do all these different systems actually talk to each other? That's where APIs come in, right? They're like the universal language of the tech world or something.
That's a great way to put it. APIs, or application programming interfaces, are essentially sets of rules, guidelines, if you will, that allow different software applications to communicate. Remember when you could suddenly log into websites using your Google account, that kind of seamless integration? That's APIs at work.
So they're kind of like the unsung heroes of the digital age.
You could say that. They're working behind the scenes, making all this interconnectedness possible.
I like it. Unsung heroes. And then there's the big kahuna, the one everyone's buzzing about. Artificial intelligence or, AI. It's everywhere. But sometimes it feels like, what does it actually mean for businesses, in practical terms?
It's true. AI has a way of feeling like this big abstract thing.
Yeah, totally.
But at its core, it's really about using the power of computers, right? To do things that usually need, human intelligence, like spotting patterns in data, or even, understanding what someone means when they say something, natural language processing and all that.
So we're talking about computers that can actually learn and adapt, not just like follow a set of instructions someone programmed into them.
Exactly. It's not just about following a script anymore. They can learn from new information, adapt to changing situations.
Okay, now that's impressive. And that's why everyone's so excited about it, right?
It's a potential game changer. It really is. Think about it. AI could analyze customer data, personalize marketing campaigns so they're super effective, or even predict when equipment might fail before it actually happens.
Wow.
It can even help automate those complex decisions, the ones that take up so much time and energy.
Okay, that's some seriously next level stuff. But here's the million-dollar question. How do all these pieces, all these technologies we've been talking about, how do they actually work together? Integration, real-time data, APIs, AI.
That's a lot. Right, it's not enough to have all these amazing tools. They have to work in concert, right?
Right.
And that's where things get really exciting. Because it's not about individual technologies, it's about how they come together, this whole interconnected system for your business.
Okay, so paint me a picture. What does this actually look like in the real world?
Well, imagine this. You've got a supply chain, right?
Right.
And it's running like a perfectly synchronized dance.
Okay, I like it.
Sensors on trucks, on shipping containers, they're feeding real-time data into a central AI platform. And this platform, it can predict when demand might spike, optimize delivery routes, even get ahead of potential problems before they even cause any disruption.
Wow.
And all of this is happening because different systems, even different companies, are sharing information seamlessly, all thanks to APIs.
It really is like a perfectly choreographed dance, but it can't just be about efficiency, right? I mean, all this interconnectedness, there's got to be a security element to this too.
Oh, absolutely. You're thinking about this the right way. You can't have all this data flowing around without being smart about security. I mean, we're talking serious stuff here.
Yeah.
Secure APIs, encrypting data, making sure only the right people have access to the right information.
Right. So it's like building this amazing high-tech system, but then you also need to make sure it's secure, locked down tight.
Exactly. You need the right expertise, the right partners who can help you build something that's both innovative and incredibly secure.
Yeah.
It's a tall order. It's not something most businesses can just, figure out on their own.
It sounds like a huge change, a fundamental shift in how we do business, but it can't all be easy, right? There must be challenges, things that could trip people up. I mean, it does sound like a pretty massive undertaking. So where do business leaders even begin? If they're hearing all this for the first time and they're like, okay, this all sounds amazing, but where do I even start?
It's a great question. And you're right, it can feel overwhelming. But like with any big change, any major transformation, I always say start with the basics. Look at what you've got, your current tech setup, how your business actually operates, and really try to pinpoint those pain points.
Bottlenecks. Yeah.
Exactly. Where's the data stuck? Are there processes that seem to be like just dragging everything down? Could those be automated? Maybe.
So it's about finding those areas where a more integrated approach, the kind of thing we've been talking about, where that could really make a difference.
You got it. And here's the thing. You don't have to do it all at once.
Yeah.
Start small, maybe a pilot project,
Right.
one department, one specific process, and see how it goes.
Test the waters a bit.
Exactly. That way you can see some actual results, get people on board, and then you can scale things up from there.
Makes sense. Start small, build momentum. But let's be real, most businesses, they're not tech companies. They're going to need some help, some guidance to navigate all this.
Oh, absolutely. That's where partnering with experts, tech consultants, folks who live and breathe this stuff, that can be a game changer.
They can help you put it all together.
Exactly. Develop a plan that works for you, for your specific business, and then help you actually implement it.
So think of them as like your trusted guides in this whole new world of interconnected business tech. Well, this has been fascinating. We've covered so much ground today, from the nitty-gritty of integration and APIs to, the incredible potential of AI. Any final thoughts for our listeners before we wrap things up?
Just this. The future of business, it's interconnected. There's no getting around it.
Mhm.
And the businesses that thrive, the ones that really succeed, they're going to be the ones who embrace this, who learn to use these technologies effectively and responsibly, of course.
Wise words. It's all about adapting, evolving with the times. And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder the possibilities. This has been The Deep Dive. Thanks for joining us.